What's going on, guys? Firewolf Tech here, showing you guys the Alienware 34-inch QD-OLED gaming monitor, specifically the new AW3423DWF. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all around this beautiful 165Hz OLED monitor, so let's get it. First thing you're going to notice is how rich and deep the blacks look, thanks to OLED technology and also the slight 1800R curvature. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into this unboxing experience of the Alienware 34-inch OLED monitor. Packaging is fairly simple. I do appreciate how well it's packed. I'm going to skip over these items first because I do want to show off the main event here, which is the actual display monitor here. I do love how the color looks on this with the darkish gray color scheme. I think it looks really nice. And it's surprisingly very light. It's very easy to lift up. Now, they don't recommend you lifting up the monitor like this, so I'm just grabbing it in hopes that I don't drop it. But we can see the curvature here, and basically it's very well padded. I'm going to go ahead and remove the padding here so we can see the screen. And one thing to note, the actual display itself doesn't feel super high premium. I do feel a lot of plastic in the body, but looking at the screen here, we do get a really nice size 34-inch ultra wide monitor here, so I'm really excited to test this out and see how it looks like on my setup. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what we get inside the box. The first thing we're going to notice is a really nice calibration factory report. Then we're going to have installation instructions on the monitor itself. Then we're going to have the actual base. This is going to be the bottom portion. It feels nice and sturdy, and what I do love a lot is that it has a wing screw here, so you can actually screw it in with just your hands without the need of any tools. And then here we have the actual arm here. It feels really nice and sturdy. I love the dark gray color and the Alienware logo right there. It feels really nice and sturdy. On the bottom, we can see a nice little hole to pass through the actual power cable. Then we have the bottom port cover here. So this is going to be used to cover the ports. And then we have the actual plug here. There's no power brick, so the actual power brick is built into the monitor itself. Then we have a really nice display port cable, a USB upstream cable, and a USB to DisplayPort cable. So this is actually very unique. I do like this inclusion. And then we have a little box here, and inside we're going to see some Alienware stickers and a couple of quick start guides and warranty information. And then finally we get a nice microfiber cloth to clean the actual screen. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the panel here. We're going to take a look at the inputs that we get. So right on the bottom, we can see the joystick on the center, and then we have two USB 3.2 and a headphone jack. And then tucked underneath, we can see all the inputs here. We're gonna have a USB upstream, two USB 3.2s, and then two display ports, which is really unique, and an HDMI 2.0 port, which is really nice. All right, now it's time to show you guys how to install the original base. All we have to do is we're just gonna basically just line it up on the back of the panel, and you should hear it click. And then you take the bottom piece and then you just line it up, and using the wing tip you just screw it in with just your hands. So I love how fairly easy it is to install the base. It reminds me of the LG Ultra Gear models. And then you can grab the monitor arm and basically set it down on the desk. And I think it looks absolutely fire in this dark gray color scheme with the Alienware logo on the back. I think it looks really cool. I'm going to slip off the back cover here, and it's an absolutely beautiful monitor. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the monitor here. So we can see that the actual monitor has a really good amount of height adjustability with about 4.3 inches in height adjustment. And it also has swivel and tilt. Tilt is going to be between -5 to 21 degrees, and it has a swivel angle of -20 to 20 degrees. Lots of customization options. I do like that a lot. But for me, nothing compares to having it VESA mounted on a monitor arm. So the first thing we're going to do is going to remove the original stand by clicking the button here. And then we have to just basically remove the 4 screws so we can VESA mount it using a 100 by 100 adapter. So most VESA mounts will have a top indicator, so make sure you guys follow that. I'm gonna line it up, and I'm gonna use thumb screws here for it to be a lot easier to remove later on. And now we're ready to install it on my monitor arm. So the great thing about this Alienware 34-inch is actually really light. So for me, it was very easy to line it up with my monitor arm. And then once it drops, you can hear it click. And now we're ready to position it to wherever we want to position it. Alright, so now I have my Mac Studio M1 Max connected via DisplayPort, and it automatically detected the highest refresh rate of 165Hz with a resolution of 3440 by 1440. And this display is absolutely beautiful and stunning. The blacks look super nice and rich, and that's all thanks to QD-OLED, and it's something that you have to really experience it in person. And what I love about the 34-inch monitor is that its pixel per inch density sits at about 109, and for me that works perfectly fine. And one of the most important things of having an ultra-wide monitor is the ability to be able to multitask with just one monitor. As you can see, you can have multiple windows open at the same time. I'm here showing you 3 separate browsers here, and everything looks perfectly fine. You can read the text very clearly. Would I have enjoyed a higher resolution? Absolutely, but for now, a pixel per inch density of 109 works absolutely fine. Now, the cool thing about this Alienware is that it has 2 display ports, and that's something that's very unique. I would have loved to have a remote to quickly switch the inputs, but using the joystick, we're going to switch the inputs to the second display port, which is my 3080 Ti gaming monitor. It didn't detect the highest resolution by default, but under advanced settings, you can set it to 165 Hz. Since this is a gaming monitor first, let's quickly test out the gaming performance on this QD-OLED, so let's dive right in. I'm running Modern Warfare with the highest setting at a 21:9 aspect ratio, and it looks absolutely fire. The response time is fast, the OLED enhances the environment, and you feel a great sense of immersion. And since the 1440p resolution isn't that high, it allows your graphics card to perform better without sacrificing details. As a PC gaming monitor, this Alienware QD-OLED is a great value. While there is no NVIDIA G-Sync, I don't personally see any issues at all with this DWF version, and since you get to save a couple of $100s, I think it's worth it. Now, while this is a great gaming monitor for PC, which utilizes the max resolution, the same can't really be said with the PS5. As you can see, the PS5 can detect that this monitor supports 1440p output, but it caps out at that resolution. This Alienware uses HDMI 2.0, but surprisingly the PS5 shows variable refresh rate up to 120 Hz support. This is probably because the max resolution the PS5 supports at this time is 2560 by 1440. Now, how does this look in game? Well, to be completely honest, it looks really bad. The resolution is just too low, and it feels like you're playing with an outdated system. While it's nice that it can output 120 Hz, sadly the way the game looks on this monitor is not a great experience, but at the very least you can play on this monitor as a last resort. Since there's no speakers on this monitor, you would be limited to just using a headset or using a line out option to connect external speakers. With that being said, this Alienware DWF version is still a great option, especially given the lower price point than the G-Sync version. While I would prefer HDMI 2.1, I am happy that it includes 2 display ports, which allows me to connect my Mac and PC to get the highest refresh rates. I would recommend this for its beautiful OLED display and its 3-year burn-in warranty for peace of mind. For me, using Final Cut Pro is a great experience as it gives me a lot of real estate to work with. What do you guys think of this Alienware 34-inch QD-OLED monitor? If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a follow, and thanks for watching.